I am finally able to start my first flower seeds for the whole garden 2022. I am really excited to show you today how I'm going to be doing this because I have gotten a lot of questions, a lot of messages through my Instagram, and actually some of you also email me having questions about this and that and seeds. I am very happy that there is a lot of interest about starting seeds indoors. So I am going to try to do my best to answer your messages, but also trying to show in the videos, like answer those questions for other people that might have the same. I am going to be starting eucalyptus, and I am going to be starting Lisianthus again this year. Last year I had somewhat success with them. The eucalyptus took a little bit too long for me to grow. It takes like forever. And that's why I am starting them in January this year. I got two types of seeds. Last year I got some from Etsy because it was almost impossible last year to get some from any of your any of the stores that I normally go to. But I was able to get some early in the year from Park Seeds, and these were the ones that I used last year, and I had somewhat good germination, but they took forever. So I am going to try them again this year. We'll see how they do. And also Lisianthus. I think, in my opinion, that if you do it right, Lisianthus are going to be a great flower for you to grow in your garden. They do take a long time, a really long time to grow. And I think that's why a lot of people start them even in December. So I am going to start them this month. We'll see how they do. And I am going to try to give you updates as I go of how they're doing. Now, I know that a lot of people, when they start their seeds, they go really crazy with the amount of seeds that they start, because normally people who are starting, Lisianthus or eucalyptus are flower farmers, and they have the space, to start trays and trays of their flowers. I am a home gardener, so I don't need, a tray of eucalyptus or a tray of Lisianthus. I do want to try them in a small quantity for my small garden, even maybe just enough to put in a container, a few of them. So I am not going to be starting a lot, and that's why I only have a really small amount of seed starting mix. And this is probably quite a lot, honestly. I'm not even going to use half of these. So a lot of people ask as well, do you have to use seed starting mix for starting your seeds? What about just using regular potting mix? And you don't have to. In my opinion, you don't have to use seed starting mix for starting your seeds indoors. It does help. It does help the seed to germinate better, because honestly, this is just coconut coir, coconut fiber, and perlite, I believe. I really like to use burpees. No, I do not work for them, but I do like to use their seed starting mix, this one, because it does not have peat moss. I am trying to get potting mixes or seed starting mixes that do not have peat moss in them, just to do my part. But I do like them, and honestly, the consistency, you can see here, I'm trying not to get so dirty. The consistency of the seed starting mix is just very fine, and it helps with the germination of the seeds. However, you don't have to. You can use a regular potting mix. I will try to maybe sift the potting mix if I'm going to be starting seeds directly into them, because you don't want like the big chunks of wood or whatever chunks that you might have in your potting mix. I will not want to use the big chunky ones to start seeds, because the seeds are just going to have a hard time germinating in those. But try it, see how you like it. I honestly like to use this type because one, again, it's based with coconut coir. But two, I can easily find this type at my local store. So I don't have to order them online. I can, if I run out, if I need some bags, I just go make a trip and then I can find them easily. I already added a little bit of water to my seed starting mix. Do whatever works for you. And I know a lot of people do not like to wet their mix before they start them. I prefer to do it because the stuff is super fine. So in all of my seed starting videos that I will be doing this year, you will see me start with already moist mix. What I'm going to be using today as well are these little plugs. This is one that I used last year, that's why it looks a little bit shorty. And by the way, all of these I already show you in my past videos what I'm using. I gave you a tour, I talk about the seeds and all of that. So if you haven't watched those videos, go ahead and watch those so you have an idea of everything that I'm using. But these are the trays. This is like a regular size 20 by 10 or 10 by 20 tray that you can find at Grower Supplies, I believe. They are the 288 plug trays. I like to use this because they're super tiny and I can easily just put the seeds in here without having to separate them later. These are the ones that I have from last year. I'm going to show you why this one is all chopped up. Basically, I cut it to size. If I am going to be using, I don't know, 20 of them at once, or if I want to try 20 plugs at once, and I just go and cut them to size, and that's what I use. It's super easy, it works for me, and let me just do that right now. I probably have about 20 Lisianthus seeds here. I am actually going to try them all because these are the seeds that I purchased last year to start them last year. These are already a year old, and the germination apparently goes down if you have older seeds. So I am going to try them all just to see how they do. So I'm going to go with 20 of them. Oh no, I messed this one up. Okay. So I got this. I got 20 of these. It's going to be for my Lisianthus. I'm going to do 15 of those. We'll see how many they take. So this is basically what I'm going to be using. They're small because I just want to get them to germinate. I really don't have to start anything like this size over here. I don't really have to start anything this big. First, I'm going to be wasting a lot of seed starting mix. And also, once the plants start developing their first set of leaves, I will need to move them into potting mix, because remember, this is just seed starting mix that I have. It's not going to have any nutrients whatsoever there. It's a soilless mix. So once the actual plants need to start getting nutrients from the soil, that's when I need to use potting mix. So having this just to get them to germinate is a great way for you to save space and to also save on seed starting mix. Please don't judge me on my utensils, on my gear. I'm using a spoon just from my kitchen and a pie dish. Use whatever you have. It will be overkill for me to try to use my regular scoop trying to fill these guys up. So yeah, I really need to invest in something that it's like a small, super tiny small scoop. Let me start with my Lisianthus. These are very, very small seeds. Okay. Sometimes using a toothpick that it's sort of wet at the base, a little wet, you are able to pick up the seeds to put in there, but sometimes it's just better to try to get them with your finger. And I definitely have more than 20 seeds in here. So I know that in a couple of them I'll have 2 or 3 seeds, and that's okay, because if they all germinate, like that would be awesome. But if they all germinate, then I can just divide them. But if not, then hopefully at least one of them does. And like I mentioned, these are older seeds, so there is always a risk with older seeds that the germination rate goes down. All right, so the package, Johnny Seeds package, tells me that the seeds need light to germinate. So what I'm going to do, I'm only going to gently tap the seed there so that it touches the seed starting mix. And I am not trying to bury them. I'm just trying to get them to make contact with the soil Somebody that I follow on Instagram posted that she had germination already 10 days after starting her Lisianthus seeds. So I was just very excited and hopeful for mine. So that's my Lisianthus. I don't know if you can see, but they're very, very small seeds. Okay, so half of those are the ones that I got from Park Seed. So I'm just going to put all of them in there. And these ones, again, I got from Etsy, and they added some, I don't know, some extra medium there to keep the seeds probably dry. So I will do my best. Again, these are older seeds. These were from last year, so. Okay, so that's that. There are at least 3 or 4 seeds on each little plaque. Again, these are older seeds, so hopefully I can get them to germinate at least half of them. If not, maybe 25% would be awesome. That would be at least one of the seeds. And that's basically it, you guys. I am very excited to start seeds indoors. I hope that you can join me in future videos. Perfect. And what I'm going to do is that I am going to keep these 2 containers in one of my trays. These are just regular trays that I got from, I don't know, buying salad or fruit at the grocery store, but they work great for keeping little things like this. There you go. That works for me. That way when I bottom water, I don't have to worry about using one of these huge 10 by 20 trays, because this huge thing will be just overkill for what I'm going here. So I'll just use these little guys. They will do fine. They will be going in my bottom shelf, in one of my bottom shelves. I'm going to start them for, I don't know, maybe 10 hours a day. I'm gonna have the lights for 10 hours a day or so. I'm going to set it up to have my timer going on so that I don't have to remember to do it every morning or every night, you know, turn them on and off. So that's basically it, you guys. Save the containers that you, if you get salads from the store, save the containers. These are very, very handy. I can use them as little trays, especially if I'm using the 288 plugs. Or I can use them as starting my own things. If I just make holes at the bottom, drainage holes, I can start a lot of things here all at once as a flat. So thank you for being here, you guys. This is the first video that I'm doing for actually starting seeds. So I am very excited. I have another one that I'm working on. I just need to get something in the mail first for what I'm doing. So hopefully in the next couple of days I can have that video out, but I am starting geraniums next. I am very excited. Thank you for being here, and until the next time.